Hey everyone, James Brandon here. In this video, I'm going to show you how I took this series of images from Arches National Park so that I could composite them all together inside of Photoshop. It's kind of just a cool feature that you can use with blend modes, and it's not something that a lot of people think about until they've done it or they've seen it. So hopefully by watching this, it'll give you some ideas that you can go out and implement in the field later. So what I did here is this very bottom layer is the first shot I took, and this is kind of the base layer, what we're going to use for all the rest. And then each other one. So okay, with this first one, I turned the headlights on and the brake lights of this car. And on the second one, I went back to this car and turned the brake lights on with that one. And we had a student wander into the frame here, no big deal. Then we turned the inside lights on, and then the headlights on, and then the inside of this one. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to blend all of those together into one shot, minus the student that wandered into the frame, and make it just look really cool. So what we can do here is we can just go up to the next image and shift this blend mode down to lighten. And what you'll see here is if we toggle this on and off before and after, you'll see that the blend mode lighten will take the brighter pixels in the image and let those shine through, and it'll hide all the midtones and shadows. So this really works well under night sky conditions where you have a predominantly dark image with bright parts in it as well. Okay, so what we can do now to get rid of this student here, we can see that everything else looks pretty good. And while I didn't plan this, I did have Polaris, or the North Star, in the shot here. And we can see that just with two shots here, we can already start to see a little bit of a shift or a spin in the stars, which is awesome. So ideally, if I was there and I thought to myself, oh, there's the North Star, let's make this look really cool, I would have sat there for probably 30 to 45 minutes and done a time lapse to where I could get these star trails really nice and connected. You can see here that we have like a gap between each star. So I think it wouldn't have worked though, because we were doing a workshop and we were on our way out of the park. We had already spent hours shooting the night sky inside the park, and I think we were just trying to get back home. So this was our last stop. But anyways, so let's move on. Okay, the next thing we'll do now that we have this set to lighten is we'll add a mask to it. And then I'll grab my paintbrush by hitting B. Make sure that I'm painting with black over here. You can hit D to reset to black and white, and then you can hit X to switch between the two. Just make sure the black is on top there. And then I'll just brush him out. Now we can see here that the brake lights kind of trail off because the student was right here blocking him, and then they start again on the hill. Since I removed him, let's just go ahead and paint out the light on the hill there. And I think it's still plenty believable that it just would tail off here, or trail off here. So it's no big deal. Okay, let's go up to the next one. Same thing, we're gonna set this to lighten and then turn this on and off, and see right here, this is where we turn the cab on. Now I can paint him out again with another mask, or I can try just bringing this mask up and replicating it. To do that, you'll hold down the Option key, click on the mask, and then drag it up. And you can see that it did a pretty good job. We can, of course, just paint through there and add on anything that we see fit. Okay, let's go up to the next one. Set that to lighten, bring up the mask again to get rid of him. Although I think right there, well, no, it's fine. Yeah, okay. And this one, of course, was the headlights. And we got some nice light right here too, which is cool. And then for the last one, we'll do it again, set it to lighten. And the student was not in this shot, so it's no big deal. Okay, now I am seeing a little bit of an issue on the car here. You can see that right here, everything is fine. I mean, there's a little bit of noise in there, but as we turn these on, we can see like car trails. Or star trails. I'm not sure if it's like reflecting or if it's just that there's something there that is like getting stacked on top of each other over and over again when we're doing the light and blend mode. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a white mask over here, sorry. And then we'll just paint with black over this area. And then we'll do that on each one as we work our way down and see if that kind of like gets rid of it a little bit. And okay, it looks like it was actually just on one of those. I'm not sure what that was. It was just some kind of weird artifact, I suppose. So now that we have the basis of the image complete, now we'll move on to just doing a little bit of touch-up work to make it look better. The first thing I want to do is I'll go down to this bottom layer, so we have just a blank layer with no masks or anything like that over it. And I'm going to use that with the quick selection tool to create a quick selection of the sky. And I don't usually or always use the quick selection tool, but in this case we have a really pretty easy to decipher difference between the sky and the foreground here. It messed up a little bit on the bumper here, but we can just hold down Option or Alt on a PC and have it correct that for us like that. Okay, so with that done, I'll go up here to levels, and since I created that selection, it's automatically going to create that mask for me. And you can see it did a really good job. With the levels adjustment layer, I'll just take my midtones and bring that down, and it's going to darken up that sky quite a bit for us. Now I don't want to go too dark because I'm going to start losing stars, but I don't want to go too bright or any brighter because it's going to start looking like daylight, and we want this to look like the night sky. So maybe something like that. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and create a new adjustment layer. Same thing, levels. We're going to drag this mask up to replicate it. So I'm going to hold down the Option key, click this mask that we just used to bring it up here. And now I'm going to invert it by hitting Command or Control I. And now I can do an adjustment layer just for the foreground. So I'll bring that down just a little bit. I brought the sky down a lot. I just want to bring the foreground down just a bit. Okay, and I think that's a good stopping place. We've got a really cool effect here with the sky. And again, you know, under perfect conditions, I would have waited maybe 30-40 minutes, done a time lapse of just back-to-back 30-second exposures to get rid of any gaps in the star trails here. But we were just on our way out of the park, shooting quickly, trying to get some cool shots before we headed in for the night. So still, I think it's a really cool look. And using that lighten mode with the layers, you can see how we just really quickly brought in all of those different elements of the light painting. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. All right, bye.